3, 2, 1.
Live from the Blitzkrieg Studio.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another beautiful episode of the Sideline Podcast, episode 24. I am your host, Adam Flores, once again joined by Christopher Marquez. You already know how it is.
Yo, what's good, everybody?
What is good, everybody? We are back after another week and a half of the last recording. We are back. College football is back. NFL is back. I am super excited. I don't know about you, Chris.
College football, man.
College football was a movie.
I liked it.
Over this weekend.
I mean, depending on who your team is, right? But
yeah,
it's good to see that pigskin fucking flying around, dude.
Dude, I saw it fly. I saw the kickoff. Texas, Ohio State.
What a boring game.
God, it was such a letdown.
Yeah, what a letdown.
It was such a letdown. God. Such a big letdown. We got some things to talk about today. We got college football. We got some NFL headlines we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the kickoff this week. We're going to be talking about our draft reviews over the weekend that we did. We're going to be doing some start sits, and we're going to be closing out the show with some picks from Prize Picks. We are not sponsored, but we are going to be getting into all of that today, and we're going to be making everything super sweet and short. This is going to be our very first episode. This is our first official episode of the season. This is what we are considering the season. It is kickoff week. We have football in 3 days. We have the official season Sunday kicking off in less than a week. I am extremely excited, and let's get into it. So let's get into some college football first. We have Arch Manning going up against Ohio State over this weekend.
Poor guy, huh?
I
mean, poor guy, just because he has so much like expectations on him, and then that's not a easy place to make your debut. Like number 1 versus number 3,
right?
Like Ohio State,
and you're on the road in Ohio State.
And that place was fucking electric, like always. So obviously, like you have to take this first start with a grain of salt. But he did not look good, to say the least.
Did not, and I think. I watched the whole 4 quarters. We actually watched it together.
Yep.
Union Draft House, shout out. But the first 3 quarters, it looked like he really struggled. It looked like he was super nervous. The nerves were getting to him. He wasn't comfortable in the pocket. He did have a lot of time. He just was not getting rid of that ball. And I don't think it has anything to do with his receivers. I don't think it has anything to do with his offensive line or the running game. I think it was purely Arch Manning and the play calling that they were all nervous the first 3 quarters. And when it came to desperation time in the 4th quarter, Arch Manning looked like a completely different quarterback. It was day and night. I felt like I was watching last year's Arch Manning when everyone was like, this kid's going to be a Heisman winner.
Yeah, it's weird how he just flipped the switch. Huh?
It is weird. I think it's that desperation mode. And I think last year, it's almost like I have nothing to lose right now. I'm a redshirt freshman. I'm playing behind Quinn Ewers. I'm not going to be playing the rest of the season. Let me go out there and, show out. Let me throw the ball for 500 yards a game. Versus this time around, it's like all the pressure's on his shoulders. He's doing commercials. He's getting Heisman votes or Heisman odds. He's getting
he's
natty
the face
odds.
of college football right now.
Yeah, he is the face of college football. And I think the nerves got to him a little bit. I think he really needs to settle down and he needs to just play his game, because when he did play his game in the 4th quarter, he, again, looked like a completely different quarterback. He looked like the quarterback that could win Heisman at the end of the year, or he looked like a quarterback that can take his team to a natty. But we just did not see that the first 3 quarters of the game.
Yeah, it just took him a while to break out. But, I mean, he's going to have an easy 3 games coming up. I looked at their schedule. They're going to play San Jose State, then they're going to play UTEP, and then they're going to play Sam Houston State. So he should be able to right the ship, like very fast, to say the least. I mean, he's got some very favorable matchups coming up. But, yeah, I guess just the situation might have been too big for Arch. I mean, that's a big situation for any college quarterback to be in. But it's a good way for them to start the season as far as college football as a whole. Getting a bunch of eyes on the very first game, 10 a.m. kickoff here, and you really saw people excited about the game. So that's good. But the bad thing is it ended 14-7. So very anticlimactic in that way.
Yeah, I think that we still need to see more out of him. And I mean, not every Heisman winning, Super Bowl winning quarterback showed out in their very first game of college. And I think that we're going to see him develop. We're going to see him get better over the games, especially the easy games that they have coming up. Like you said, Sam Houston, San Jose, UTEP. Those are 3 cakewalks compared to what Ohio State is supposed to be, being the 3rd ranked. And now they're probably going to jump up in ranking. And
They probably
Texas
will be number 1, honestly.
They'll probably be 1, and Texas will probably jump down to like 8, 9, just in that realm, just because they are still a good team, but now they do have a loss on their record, so that plays a big role in college, because if you're not undefeated, you're more than likely not going to make the playoffs, and that's how it is 90% of the time in college football.
The hard part is for Texas is they play in the SEC, so they still have a very, very tough schedule, and they already have one loss heading into that. So that's where it's going to become tricky, is that one more loss and they could be on the outside looking in. But when it comes to the college football playoff, Texas is usually viewed as a very favorable candidate because everybody likes Texas, right? They have a very big, strong national poll. So that really helps them in a way, even if they have 2 losses compared to a team with 1.
So you said that they have, or we talked about them having UTEP.
Yeah, they got UTEP soon.
So UTEP is actually our hometown college. Shout
UTEP!
out University of Texas at El Paso.
Picks up!
We're not good at football.
We suck, bro. We are not good at football
We
at
are
all.
not good at football, and
But it's almost something that we're used to, right? Like
it's never like trend over the last decade.
It's never like we go into the season like, oh yeah, dude, we're really going to compete for the conference championship this year. Like, no, our expectations are, can we win 4 or 5 games, please?
Yeah,
for the love of God.
You want to know what the chances of us winning against Texas is?
Really low. Like probably not even a percentage.
It's 1%.
Yeah, you see,
99% Texas, 1% UTEP.
I mean, we are playing. Well, I'm going to be on the bus to fucking Austin in a few weeks.
You're gonna fucking start
UTEP
throwing.
is playing. Well, shit, dude, I'll get out there. Fuck. You know what I mean? It can't be that much worse. UTEP is actually going to be playing in Austin, so there'll be a home field advantage for the Longhorns. Not like they need it or anything. But yeah, that's going to be it should be a blowout, but you never know. That's why they play the game, you know?
Yeah, that's why they play.
But anyways,
hey, as far as I'm concerned, they both got the same record starting the year.
They're both 0-1.
They're both 0-1.
They're both equally as good.
I'm just saying they're both equally as good.
Well, I
They're
mean,
both
if you want to
equally
get
as bad.
like a technical, UTEP scored more points than Texas did.
They did. They
That's
scored
actually,
16.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Texas scored 7.
I don't know how much that's saying about either program, but I'm just saying. That's simply all I'm doing is I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
You're just saying.
Sometimes I just say shit.
Just saying.
But UTEP did lose in their opening game against Utah State. They did play on the road, and it was not a very favorable outcome. And UTEP had a brand new quarterback starting this year, and it didn't really look any better, but it didn't look any worse, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They just look like the same team from last
Just
year.
look like the exact same disappointing team. They actually have a new quarterback, Malachi Nelson, under center. He was one of the top recruits coming out of high school in the country, and then he attended Boise and which other?
USC.
USC.
USC first, and then
USC
Boise
first,
State.
and then Boise, and now he's at UTEP.
And now
so
he's the starting quarterback for the Miners. The guy has an afro too. It's pretty crazy.
yeah, it's sad to say because like we know that UTEP is a worse school than USC, and definitely after last season, UTEP is a worse school than Boise. So
dude, it's
to
been
go
that
from
way, though.
to go from USC to Boise to UTEP, his career is trending in the wrong direction
At the moment.
at the moment.
But that's why you come somewhere like UTEP where you
exactly
know
you
can
get the
start.
opportunity, you get the chance to show
Yeah.
out,
And if you play good here, like let's just hypothetically say this game was a one-off. UTEP turns it around. They win about 8-9 games.
Yeah.
This guy's going to transfer to like Texas Tech or A&M or something.
yeah,
after
yeah,
that.
absolutely,
Like,
and
it's
stuff
just
like that happens all the time.
It's just a stop along the well-traveled road of
Right.
college transfer portals and recruits.
especially with the NIL deals
Yeah.
getting signed now.
Well, it's
so-
only getting worse, you know.
Yeah,
But it's
right.
always been that way for UTEP, though.
yeah.
That's why they can never really establish like a coach with longevity that builds the program into a more successful program than they've been. Because usually anybody that has success here, whether it's a player or a coach, like we had Jacob Cowing here. He's
Yeah.
an NFL wide receiver. Nobody even knew he was here.
I didn't know.
You know what I mean? Nobody knew that guy was playing for UTEP.
Nope.
And anyways, I mean, he was here at the wrong time. He transferred out, but that's how it is that if you can show any sort of promise here, whether, like I said, it's on the field or in the coaching room, then you usually get scooped up by a bigger program that pays you more and gives you a better opportunity. And that's usually what this program is suffered from.
You think UTEP will ever be like a top 50 school again
No, not right now.
in football?
No, not at all.
I'm not saying this season.
I mean, there's
I'm just
nothing to
saying
say
in the
that
future.
there's nothing to say otherwise. Like, what can change that would just all of a sudden make us relevant in college football? Like, what would it have to be? We can't get the players that other schools can. We don't have the NIL money like that.
It'd have to be like a brand deal.
Well, yeah,
They would
but
have
like,
to like scoop up UTEP and then be like,
Yeah.
all right, guys, like now you guys suddenly got all the
it'd have
money.
to be like some guy that from El Paso that makes a lot of money doing something like an Elon Musk-ish, like Elon
Maybe not
Musk
that
lights.
much money.
Yeah, but I mean like somebody.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you know what I want to do is just fund the NIL for UTEP.
Yeah.
Like that's the only way that would
Suddenly
happen.
they're one of the most funded schools.
Yeah, dude. I mean, but other than that, I mean, UTEP, they have good alum, but they don't have the alumni of like Texas or Michigan or Ohio State or USC or Texas or Alabama. I
They
can
don't
name
have Super
schools
Bowl
forever.
MVPs
Yeah,
to their name.
Exactly,
Yeah.
dude. So it's the program for UTEP has never been a priority, and I think that's the thing too. Is that almost it feels like basketball is a priority program when it comes to sports at UTEP.
Well, talking about schools that are trending in the wrong direction, we got Alabama getting upset by Florida State.
What a fall from grace, huh?
What a fall. And I have seen so many memes online already saying
I
how
love the fact
this
that
person,
Alabama
this
lost.
person, this person would have already gotten fired by
Yeah.
Nick Saban. And I completely agree. And there's also memes going around about how they completely changed around Nick Saban's office. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I
So
didn't.
Nick Saban's office used to look like an old school library, and he had all
What?
woodwork finish in his office,
Yeah.
and now it looks like a T-Mobile store.
Like it's all modern and
Yeah,
shit.
it's all modern. So you have like LED lights around. You got the big Alabama logo.
So
the
they just
neon
lost all their like what is it called?
reputation.
No, like when a
History?
coach, no, like the culture, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
they lost
That's
all their
exactly what you
fucking
lose.
culture in
I
the
mean, like
locker room.
Nick Saban is one of the greats of college.
Yeah.
He's gonna go down as one of, if not the best college coaches to ever coach the game.
It's crazy that he never went back to the NFL, but I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, he kind of like he found his niche in college, especially with Alabama, and he rode that to the very top of the mountain, and he was up there forever.
Forever.
Like the Alabama program was a
Years.
mainstay in and out from like the late 2010s into recently within the past 3 years. But yeah, a crazy fall from grace for the program because they would not lose an opening game to Florida State the way they did. They didn't just lose. They lost like 13-7 or like 38-17.
No, it's 31-17.
Yeah, you see, they got it handled.
So then
like,
let me ask you this. Do you think this is more of a fault of Alabama, or do you think this is the resurgence of Florida State?
No, I don't think it's either. I think it's just NIL leveling the playing field across the board.
Okay.
And like Alabama doesn't have that secret weapon of having Nick Saban anymore that can go and get any recruit and have the money that he needs regardless to pay them. But now it's like Florida State can do the same thing. And if you don't have that coach that just sets your program apart, then you guys are really on the same playing field. Florida State is recruiting the exact same places that Alabama is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're grabbing these same players. They're just able to pay them more now because the NIL has made it open so they don't have to go under the table to get these deals done.
Well, their quarterback, Tommy Castellanos, is a 5'11", 201-pound senior quarterback that actually led the team in not just passing yards, of course, but he also led the team in rushing yards with 78.
I'm telling you, dude.
It's kind of wild. And on top of that, Alabama's rushing leader for the game, their running back. Do you know how many rushing yards he
Probably
had?
like 45.
31.
You see?
That's embarrassing.
That's crazy.
That's embarrassing.
In a backfield that used to like have Derrick Henry,
Yeah.
Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara.
Dude, 31 rushing yards. That's a
That's
disgrace.
crazy, dude.
That's a disgrace
That's
to
nuts.
Alabama rushing.
But like, I think also it's showing like I saw a lot of quarterbacks running the ball this weekend. Like an
I did too.
insane amount of quarterbacks. Like look
I
at
did
the
too.
look up the stat line for the quarterback from Auburn. I believe he had over 100 yards rushing alone, and he had 3 touchdowns on the ground.
You said from Auburn?
From Auburn. They played Baylor, and it was a good game. At the end, Baylor started making a little comeback, but Auburn, they just pulled away. This guy had like a 15-yard first touchdown run that was like on 4th and 1. It was crazy. He looked like Tim Tebow out there, and not just because he's white.
Would it be... Oh, my God. Okay, would you say he had more passing yards or rushing
No,
yards?
he had more rushing yards.
He had 137 rushing yards.
Yeah.
He had 108 passing yards.
Yeah, and he had 3 touchdowns all on the ground.
2 touchdowns on the ground.
2 on the ground?
Yeah.
Okay, that guy was tearing it up.
Jesus.
And they scored like 35 points.
Dude, their leading receiver had 26 yards.
I'm telling you, they were not throwing the
26
ball.
yards?
Auburn was like, we don't throw the ball here, folks. That's crazy.
Dude, Baylor's quarterback threw for 419 yards. Well, Auburn's quarterback only threw for 100 and they won.
And they got demolished. They didn't even.
38-24. They
Yeah.
lost by 14.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And it was a walk-off touchdown from that guy.
What?
It was crazy.
That is insane.
But yeah, college is the way they play the game is just so weird. Like you would never see a quarterback in the NFL running like that. Well, dude, not like that. Where it was like every single like quarterback
he
draw,
had 16 carries.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is crazy.
It's like they lined them up, quarterback draw. We could see it coming.
It was maybe they just got no one else catching the ball.
No, dude, it's
Auburn.
Auburn. It's Auburn, bro. This isn't Army where all they do is run the ball. Or Navy, whichever one of those. No disrespect. Shout out the Armed Forces. But one of you guys just runs the ball. That's all you do. You guys don't pass. And that's what Auburn was doing. It was absolutely crazy.
I did want to talk about I believe it was the BYU game. I just wanted to talk about the score because it was so funny. They won.
Who did they play?
That's a great question. I'm trying to look for it.
Are they the ones that played UCLA and they demolished them?
No.
Somebody demolished UCLA.
Okay, so no. BYU beat the Portland State Vikings, and they won 69-0.
Okay, look at who UCLA played.
UCLA, like the Bears?
Yeah, no, well, yeah, the University of California.
Nico Iamaleava.
Yeah, they got demolished.
Wow. Utah whooped them.
Okay.
43-10.
I was right there, same state. You know what I mean? But yeah, demolished, bro.
Dude,
that's crazy.
That's bad.
Yeah.
That's real bad.
Yeah. So I don't know. College football looks promising so far. One more game tonight. TCU and North
UNC.
Carolina.
Yeah.
And guess who's coaching for North Carolina now?
Bill Belichick is back.
Crazy.
Yes, sir.
Who fucking how many people forgot Bill Belichick?
Dude, he had to
was
go back to
coaching?
college because of his girlfriend. That's why.
Is that why?
Probably.
What do you mean?
Dude,
I don't know this story.
when you're
What do you
dating
mean?
a 24-year-old, or how old is she? She's like 24.
His girlfriend's 24?
Yeah.
My God.
She's like 24, 27 or
No,
something like that.
no, she's not. There's
You
no
want to
way.
bet? You want to bet?
Well,
Over under.
Okay, I
over
go
under 29 and a half.
No, I go
20
over under. We'll set the line at 28 and a half.
Okay.
And I go over. She's
I'm going
older than
under.
that. Okay. What do we? Okay, you owe me Dutch Brothers if I win.
All right, that's fine.
All right. Whatever I want though. You can't just limit me to the Dutch water. Okay. I want like a frozen lemonade type shit.
24 years old.
24? What? Well, I'm broke, so we can't go to Dutch Bros. Dude, how?
Dude, I told you he had
How
to go back
old
to
is he?
Dude, I don't even think she graduated from college.
Is she a student there?
She probably is.
There's no way.
She probably is.
There's no way.
Dude,
she's an
20
Instagram model?
Probably, yeah.
Is she bad?
The
Don't answer
relationship
that.
between 73-year-old Belichick
73?
and the 24-year-old Hudson.
Bro, he's like 2/3 older than she is.
Dude, he's triple her age.
No.
Yes.
No.
24
Triple?
times 3 is 72.
Oh, true. God damn.
Triple her age.
2/3 of her age sounds even crazier.
No, a third of. No.
Yeah, he's 2/3. He's lived 2/3 of a life more than she has.
Dude, that's such bad math.
I think I did that right. Did I do that
No,
right?
you did that so wrong.
Why?
She is a third of his age.
Okay, that's what I bet.
Oh my God.
That's what I bet. He has 2 of the thirds and she only has 1.
No, that's not how that works.
That's what
he
I
has
bet,
all
though.
3 of the thirds.
Okay, yeah. But if we had to split them up, she would only get 1.
No, that's not
And
how
then-
that works.
Yeah,
Because
but if you add that-
if he was 2/3
Okay, what I
of
mean
her
is
age,
if-
he would be like 12.
Well, what I mean is if you add 2/3 of his age to her age, now they're the same age. That's all I was getting.
No,
at.
because 2/3 of her age is 16.
No. Okay, whatever.
You don't know math.
I don't know math.
You don't
This
know
isn't
math.
a math podcast. God, he's old.
My God, he is old. He's triple her age.
Dude,
He's
how?
triple her-
Okay,
3
but how
times
does
her age.
what do they even talk about?
Dude?
Like what? Like really? What is a day in
he
their
talks,
life like?
He talks about the day she was born.
I don't get that. Why is that so funny?
It's because he's been around long enough.
Okay, so
Oh
what?
my
No, anyways, but no, really, what do they talk about?
I
Like,
don't
what do you
know.
think,
I
like-
actually don't like. Unless
hold
she's-
on. I have a question.
Unless she's into football, I don't know what they talk about.
I have a question. Do they sleep in the same bed?
They have to, bro. They got to be banging.
Well, I'm sure they've banged before. I don't know how continuously he can get it up at that age.
I mean,
he is in shape, right? He's got a little
is
gut.
he?
He's got a little gut. I mean,
for being 73.
okay, so like how many times can you pound a week? Like 5? If you can do 5, he's 70 something. You have to subtract at least 3 or 4 days off. 2 days.
He's like
have
every
to.
Tuesday at 7 p.m.
Exactly. It's scheduled.
It's
It's scheduled. Like it's in his his iPhone calendar.
That's so bad.
You know what I mean? But I'm just saying.
Do you think? You know what? Never mind. That's too personal.
No, say it.
No.
Dude,
All
I
right.
just talked about how many times you smash a week.
All
Just
right,
say it.
so let's get into some NFL headlines.
No, come on, say it. Come on.
What? I was gonna be like, do you think he uses like fucking hymns or something?
Oh yeah. Dude, he's sponsored by fucking what's it called? Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
Yeah. Dude, Blue Chew is funneling his ass money,
Oh
bro.
my God.
And he's like, look, dude, if you want to pull a 24-year-old dime piece.
Did you see that his? I don't
Chew.
know what company Bill Belichick has,
Blue
but
Chew.
they were looking to coin the term gold digger.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I wonder why they would do that.
Oh yeah, gee, I wonder why.
I
Maybe
wonder
his girlfriend
why.
is only trying to get all that fucking money.
Well,
I don't
maybe-
know. Do you
Dude,
think,
maybe she really loves his personality.
Do you think they get married? Like, do you think he would be dumb enough, or
Nah.
do you think he
nah,
really
he's
doesn't
smart.
care?
No, I'm sure he has a prenup or whatever. So
Okay.
she's not going to be able to wash him of all of his money. But if she's smart, she'll steal his car. Or a car.
A car.
Yeah, maybe like a few passwords to some bank accounts and wire some money out real fast. Just saying, dude.
All right, let's get into some NFL. We got some
I'm just
breaking
saying,
news
though,
out of Dallas. We have 2 major breaking news. Let's
Is it
talk
breaking,
about
though?
It's breaking. Let's talk about the less major one in Deron Bland signing an extension with Dallas, 4 years, $92 million. Congratulations to Deron Bland. I think he's the best cornerback in Dallas. I'm not a huge Trayvon Diggs fan, just personally. I don't mean to hate on Trayvon. I don't think he's a bad corner. I just don't think he's the best in Dallas. I think Deron Bland is actually better, but that's just a personal preference.
He's really good at getting burned.
Who, Deron?
No,
Oh,
Diggs.
Diggs? Yeah, 100%.
He's really good at that.
He's not good at man-on-man.
like sometimes
man-to-man,
you just see some shit and you're like,
you need to be
God.
good with man-to-man to be a corner in the NFL, and he's not good with man-to-man.
No, Bland is way better.
Way better. He blankets the field. So
And
much
I kind of
better,
figured like because like everybody was focused on the Parsa things, but the Deron Bland contract was always like the next one up.
too. Yeah.
So like if you were really paying attention, you kind of figured that if they were going to move Parsons, that they would probably be securing Bland because
and
now,
then next year, now they got to determine if they sign DeMarvion Overshown.
right, which they probably will because he will not command so much money because of the injuries that he's had.
Correct. Yes.
So, but I think Bland was for sure one of the proven commodities where they're like, we probably should keep this guy.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we really should, and we should focus on him. And if we are going to lose Parsons and not have to worry about signing that monster's contract, then at least we can go and re-sign this guy, keep him around, shore up the secondary at least. Now that you lost your number 1 pass rusher, number 2 pass rusher also with D-Law. So I mean, at least they're kind of making up for what they lost in Parsons, and then they get what Kenny Clark is his name.
Yeah, Kenny Clark.
The D tackle. I'd never heard of him until.
So he was a first rounder back in 2021, I believe,
So
or
we'll
2020.
see. I like how
He's been good, but nothing close to Micah Parsons.
No, yeah.
You
No,
know?
he hasn't had the impact on games. But
Right.
I saw we're gonna play this sound from Dak Prescott right now when they asked him about the trade. But they asked Jerry Jones afterwards about the trade. And he's like, well, we got to stop the run. That's all he said. And I was like, well, you're not wrong.
So, of course, we have the Micah Parsons trade. Micah goes to the Green Bay Packers, and he signs a extreme 4-year, $188 million deal,
Crazy.
which is the highest non-paid quarterback contract in NFL history. Congratulations to Micah Parsons. Congratulations to the Green Bay Packers. Here's the thing.
Do you want to hear what Dak said first?
Well, hold on. Here's the thing. Is for one, this obviously is a big impact on Dallas's defense. It's a big impact. Whether
it's a big impact on the team.
it's a
overall.
team morale.
Because
Definitely
you saw
dropped after
CD
that.
like CD Lamb coming out in support of him. You saw
Right,
Dak coming out in
right.
support of him.
I was actually watching the Kay Adams show, and even Aiden Hutchinson from the Lions said, "No, he's going to get his deal done. He's one of the best in the league.
Yeah.
He's going to get his deal done." And that goes to show that everybody had already locked down Micah in Dallas. Everybody didn't expect, the players themselves did not expect Micah to get traded just because of how good he is, how proven he is, how much of a a help he is to that defense every single week. And then when he's not on the field, it shows how impactful he is when he is on the field. So for him to go to a team that continuously whoops them in the playoffs over the past couple of years.
The worst team he could go to.
Yeah, on top of that, you're inside your conference. Like you're not even going to be able to like go to the Super Bowl and then meet him.
Yeah,
like you're going to have to go through them to get to.
What
the
I
Super
mean
Bowl.
by the worst team that he went to, it's not like that. It's a bad situation for him,
Right? And
It's
Green
just
Bay had
from,
a lot of cap space. to
right?
spend.
It's just it's from the outlook of a Cowboy fan,
Right.
Like if he's gonna go to any team, there's like 3 teams that you don't want him to go to. One is the Packers. Number 2 is the Eagles. And number 3 is probably
San
like
Francisco.
Yeah, probably the Niners or probably Washington.
Yeah.
So one of those. And he goes to the number 1 that you didn't want. And it's very like to me, like I would think about it and be like, why would they do that?
Yeah.
Like when they know that they're gonna have to play this guy, not only like in the first 4 weeks they're gonna play them.
Yeah, like week 4, I think.
But then if you have a chance to get to the Super Bowl at any point, you're probably gonna have to play these guys.
Yeah.
And you gave him your best player. Yeah, you got some things in return. You got some picks and a D tackle. But it's very concerning why they would trade him to a contender like that and not ship him out to the AFC or something.
Did you see what Des Bryant came out saying on Twitter, I believe?
Dez is wild, son.
Des came out saying that Arch Manning will have a star on his
What does that even mean?
And that means, well, because of the 2 first-round picks that they got.
Okay,
from
but then
Green
that
Bay.
would mean that Dallas would have at least 1 or 2 very bad years coming up.
Or they could trade them all for a high
No,
pick.
dude, no. That means they're going to be really bad.
I'm not saying that's what I think. I'm saying that's what Des came out saying.
Dez shouldn't be talking right now, okay? Because he's not even playing anymore.
No, I know.
And he acts like he's part of the Cowboys still. And it's like, dude, we get it, dude, but you also played with the fucking Ravens.
he's going to be the next Jerry
Yeah,
Jones.
like just chill, dude. But okay, let's play with this thing that Dak said really fast.
Yeah. So, well, actually, Micah also might have to take an epidural before Sunday's game.
Yeah, I saw that. So obviously he's been nursing a back injury.
Yeah, and it was his lower lumbar that was affecting him. And to take an epidural, that's a heavy. That's not something.
So maybe
like,
you don't even play him the first game.
Yeah, like that's not something like, oh, let me pop an ibuprofen and I'll be good. Like this is something that
Take
like
a shot of tequila.
yeah, like this is something heavy. An epidural
That's
is not
crazy.
something to take light. That's something that has to be medically prescribed. That's something that has to be done by a physical doctor in the room.
Isn't that what ladies take when they're giving birth?
Yeah, like this is not something light. Like this literally numbs you from the waist down.
Bro.
So for him to be in that much pain or whatever he's dealing with, that's kind of a big deal. It is good to see that he was already in uniform with the Packers for practice.
Dude, let the guy rest.
But
Christ.
yeah, that's pretty rough. So go ahead and play that clip from Dak and what he said about Micah.
That's why
in the
Dallas
trade.
trades him. They're like, no, bro, he needs an epidural.
needs
Can't
an
do
epidural.
it. Okay, so this is Dak Prescott. He was, I guess, they caught him in the locker room at some point, giving a little presser. And so he had this to say about the whole Micah thing. Let me go ahead and cue that up. My bad. Hold up.
Oh, yep. Cool. That's
my bad.
great
Sorry,
producing
dude.
skills. This is
Oh,
fantastic.
I turned up the wrong thing. That's
Wow,
why.
that's
My
awesome.
bad. Here, hold on. Let's
Let's
restart that.
Think he was going to get traded. I'll say.
All right, here we go.
Micah, you surprised?
Yeah, I was. I can't say I was completely surprised. But I definitely didn't think he was going to get traded. I'll say that. But just with the way that their negotiations went down, obviously, to some extent, I mean, hell, y'all were asking me questions. It seemed like it got personal on their ends. So like that's why I wasn't surprised. But yeah.
Micah, you surprised?
So
So Dak's not even surprised.
no, he is surprised.
Well, at the end, he says that he's not really surprised, though.
Okay, but to be not really surprised, like that's probably just media talk, you know? Like,
I also-
I'm not really that surprised. Like he's downplaying.
Well,
He's
he can't-
downplaying.
He can't side with Micah either.
But he also can't really side with Jerry though.
Well, no,
'cause it's like everybody is hating on Jerry.
No, I know, but you're the franchise quarterback, so you still
Yeah,
have
but-
to have a positive outlook of your team.
I think that's just media talk. What he said. He's like,
No,
oh,
yeah,
well, it
of
got
course.
personal, and they're like, business
Yeah.
is definitely personal.
No,
in the
if he
NFL.
was off record, he probably says something totally different.
Oh, 100%. He'd be like, Jerry's senile.
yeah, Jerry's a
shit.
fucking dumbass. Like, here we go again. I'm gonna break my toe just to fucking spite him.
Yeah,
You know what I
basically.
mean? I already got my money. I'm gonna help Dak out or Micah out with the little bread.
Yeah, so we see the Cowboys finally pad up, suit up, kick off Thursday night football. It is the Packers. It is the
The Packers.
It is the Cowboys. It is the Eagles. Thursday
night.
night football, and then the day after we have the Chiefs and the Chargers.
Really fast. Just one also kind of observation. Dak looked super annoyed in that clip. Like he's been asked
He did,
nothing
yeah.
about Parsons. Well, he's been only asked about Parsons
And
for probably
nothing about
like
the
the
team.
last like 2.5 months.
Yeah.
And he's probably just fed up with it. And he's probably just like, okay, can we just play some fucking football now, please?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think that's what he's going to do Thursday night. I think he's going to ball out. I think he's going to ball out.
He's gonna Dakota Rain.
He is.
Nice.
He's going to Mississippi State their ass.
Nice. I'm looking forward to that.
All right, so let's get into something different. We're going to be going over our draft recaps. So over the weekend, me and Chris I did 3 drafts over the weekend. I don't know about you.
we did one too many.
I think you did 3 too, right? Or 2?
I did 2.
Okay, so we did our main league that we are in. It is a redraft
Actually, I
league.
did
It is
3.
a 12-team league. It is full PPR. It is not standard scoring. It's full PPR, and it's 6-point passing touchdowns, which means that quarterbacks are a little more important. But I kind of contradict myself there because of what I did in this league. We'll get into what was that?
It was the Bluetooth from the phone.
Oh.
But you're good. The thing was turned down.
So let's get into our draft recap. I don't know how I feel about this draft, and we're gonna go through 2 separate ones that we did together, and then we'll overlook some of our personal ones that we did, just super short and sweet.
You have some amateurs in this league. I'm gonna say it just like that.
Yeah, it's not like an expert league. It's definitely not. This is not my most competitive league, but it is my most fun league, just because this is the league that I've won twice in a row.
Because you get to beat up on your family.
Basically,
It's pretty
yeah.
fucked
So
up if
it's
you think
mainly some of our family members, some friends in there. So I had the 4th pick in the draft, and Chris had the 5th pick in the draft, and it was funny how it fell that way. So it was me, then him, and then him, then me back on the come around, and then it was me, him, obviously.
It was very annoying, to be honest.
So let's just go over our picks. Do you have the draft results pulled up or no?
I have my team. I don't have the actual when I
let me
took them or whatever. How do I find that?
Go to here. Gotcha.
Yeah, but it was annoying because it was funny because, well, not annoying, but me and Adam just started targeting each other's players at some point. We were just like, this is how it's going to be, because why not? I'm going to piss this guy off.
Yeah, so I ended up with the 4th pick, and we're just going to go over the first round, and then after that, we're going to go through our personal picks. So the first round, it was Jamar Chase 101, Justin Jefferson 102, 103 was Bijan. 4, I went with CeeDee Lamb. 5, Chris went with Saquon Barkley. 6 was Derrick Henry. 7 was Christian McCaffrey. 8 was Amon-Ra. 9 was Jahmyr Gibbs. 10 was Puka. 11 was Ashton Genty, and 12 was Malik Neighbors. And then coming back around, Chris went with Drake London, and I went with Bucky Irving right after that. My next pick was Chase Brown. So right here, I have 1 wide receiver, 2 running backs, and Chris went running back, wide receiver, went back to running back in Kyron Williams, and then he goes Jackson Smith and Jigbo with his 4th pick. My 4th pick went to Travion Henderson. So I kind of went with an odd setup here, because I went 1 heavy wide receiver, and then I went 3 running backs right after that, which I do have some method to my madness there, just because in drafts, you have to read the room. And depending on what your league mates draft, you have to reach for certain players if you really want them on your team. So, for example, I had Travion Henderson in the 4th round. I would have liked to pick him up in the 5th round, just so I could get a better receiver in the 4th round. But I have a cousin who's also a Patriots fan, and she loves the Patriots. She is going like for Travion Henderson here. And I sniped the pick because she was the pick right after. So she was forced to go a quarterback, and she went Baker Mayfield there. So there's a method to the madness, kind of just how we rolled through things. My 5th pick was Terry McLaurin. Chris's 5th pick was Isaiah Pacheco. Then it goes his 6th pick. He went Jamison Williams. I went Jordan Addison. I went Jacoby Myers and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt next. He went RJ Harvey and Emeka Egbuka in the 8th round. And I think that's actually crazy, because when I was drafting, I didn't even notice that he was still on the board. And I think that's what pissed me off the most when we were drafting. Simply
it was right in front of you, too.
It was right in front of me, and I had no idea he was still on the board. And I think
you got to scroll down that list. You got to.
Yeah, I was so
what I mean?
focused on picking up Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, the running back from Washington, that I completely forgot about Egbuka, and that's one of the dudes that I really wanted on my team. He went Dak Prescott next round, all the way in the 9th round. I went Colston Loveland, which I did not like that pick. I'm going to be completely honest. Pick 10, I went Keon Coleman. He went Chris Godwin. I went J.J. McCarthy in the 11th round because Drake May had gotten sniped the single pick before I went. And I think that's what really set me off. And I was like, I'm either going to be stuck with J.J. McCarthy now, Caleb Williams, or C.J. Stroud.
And just so you guys know, we were at Adam's work while we were doing this, and he's a bartender at an established hotel, and he was screaming his ass off from behind.
I was
the bar.
screaming. I don't really
It's
care.
very embarrassing.
I don't care. I really don't
No,
care.
I know you don't care, but as somebody that's looking out for a corporate business, it was very, 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 very sad to see. Go on.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay. So Jake Ferguson went next.
Throw it a fit behind the bar.
Chris wants that Dak Prescott, Jake Ferguson stack.
Dak
And
loves a
then
tight end.
He went Javonte Williams for his third Cowboy off the board. And then I went Jaden Higgins, rookie. I went Luther Burden, and then he went Josh Downs, and then obviously defense and kickers, whatever.
Yeah, but I didn't make those picks just because they're Cowboys.
Did you?
No.
I'm
I
just
mean,
saying.
if you think about it, like,
I'm just saying that's
where I was looking for tight ends, there is no tight ends left.
Yeah,
if
no,
you
I
come
know.
out with Jake Ferguson, who's going to be targeted because Dak loves a tight end, doesn't matter who the fuck it is, that's not a bad tight end to have.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, he's not going to be like top 5, but I mean, he's going to be like a top 10 tight end for sure. And then you get also Javonte Williams could be running back 1 in Dallas if it shakes out that way. And you get him as late as I did, which was what, the 13th round? 14th round, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
That's not just because those are Cowboys. Those are just starters that are out there still.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I didn't like this draft. This was the first draft that I had done of the season, and I think the nerves got to me. And
The nerves.
I think the nerves got to me. And I liked my first 3 rounds. The first 3 rounds went exactly as I wanted it to go.
No, I think what it was is that people started taking your picks, so you started falling apart.
Yeah, people
And
started
that's the
sniping
thing
them.
is that you're
And I
not supposed to be sold on one player because somebody else can take them.
Yeah.
And then now you're like, you were just set on that one player. You didn't bother to look at the rest of the draft board. So you have no idea of who to go as your secondary option.
And I think what's so crazy
Don't panic.
is our league started going quarterback early second round.
That's
not even late second round.
If you have anybody in your league that barely plays fantasy or that they just really like quarterbacks, that's going to happen in every single league.
So what would your guess be as to the first quarterback taken off the board?
Josh Allen.
Yep, wrong. Joe Burrow was the first
I
quarterback
mean, that's
taken
like
off
1
the
and
board.
2. I mean,
I don't think it is, though. I would have taken 3 quarterbacks over Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's my 4.
you would take Josh Allen, you would take Lamar Jackson.
Jaden Daniels.
Well, I was trying to name them.
Oh.
Thanks for that. But now that you ruined that, okay, yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Well, it was Joe Burrow, then Josh Allen, then Lamar Jackson, and then Bo Nix went off the board next, and
See,
then
that's a
Jalen
reach.
Hurts.
That's a reach.
And then Baker Mayfield, and then Jaden Daniels. And I don't know. And then Jared Goff went next. Like, why is Jared Goff going over Justin Herbert? Why is he going? I don't know.
I mean, some people just like the name Goff.
Why is he going over Jalen Hurt? Or no, he went right before Jalen.
Some people
Right
like the name Goff, you know? That's
I don't
it.
know.
They like to
Goff
to
is
jerk Goff.
Goff is good for fantasy. He's very relevant. He's going to be probably top 10. I'm just shitting on it so much. It's
know.
just like,
I made a joke and you stepped all over it.
yeah, I know. I listened to it.
Yeah, people like to jerk Goff, so they got Goff. That was a good one.
No, it really wasn't.
But no, some people just go for the names, dude. That's what it is.
All right, so this is the one that I was most excited for, which is our Dynasty League that me and Chris did together. And this one, we definitely have more seasoned people in this league.
I don't
think
know
there's-
about that. Josh is in this.
Okay, that's what I said. There are more seasoned
I mean,
people
no,
in this
but
league.
he's not even cooked.
No. So, okay, so
Josh is a fucking fantasy virgin.
Josh is definitely a fantasy virgin.
Season my ass.
Everyone else is seasoned.
A seasoned virgin?
Everyone else is seasoned. There's two people. It's Josh and Tyson
Okay, so we're like in an 8-man league then.
in an 8-man league.
Fuck. That's sad.
It's
is
still roster spots you take up.
I know, but still, it's fucking.
Okay,
just
so
funny.
this is my lineup, top to bottom. It is Drake May at quarterback, and then I have Jahmyr Gibbs, Bucky Irving, Tet McMillan, Nico Collins, DK Metcalf, Cortland Sutton, Jaden Higgins, Brandon Ayuk, and then Dan at running backs. Did I say Jahmyr Gibbs?
yes.
Oh, I did. Did I say Bucky Irving?
So,
Did I just go out of order then?
I don't know. You were just naming shit. Why don't you just name them from your roster?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do, and then I fucked up.
Yeah.
All right, so it's Drake May, Jameer Gibbs, Bucky Irving, Nico Collins, Tet McMillan, Tyler Warren, DK Metcalf, Cortland Sutton is my starting lineup. My bench is DeAndre Swift, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, Jaden Higgins, Brandon Ayuk, JJ McCarthy, Kyle Williams, Efton Chisholm, Dylan Sampson, and Harold Fannin Jr.
These rosters are huge.
They are big.
Yeah, these are big rosters.
Yeah. Chris, your team. Do you want to list it?
Yeah, you can list it. You
okay.
List it. Go ahead.
All right. We got Joe Burrow, Kyron Williams, James Cook, Justin Jefferson, Brian Thomas Jr., Dalton Kincaid, Amika Egbuka, Caleb Johnson. And then his bench is Pacheco, Pollard, Scatabo, Downs, Myers, McMillan, Ward, and John New Smith.
John-O!
Shout out.
First time doing a dynasty.
What do you think of this draft coming out of it? Do you like it? Do you not really like it?
I like the other one better, honestly.
You like the other one better?
Yeah. But I ended up with a lot of the same players somehow.
Did you really?
Yeah. Like I got Josh Downs, I got Egbuka, I got Pacheco again, and I got Kyron Williams again.
I think I got Bucky Irving again, and that's it.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy because I think it'd be like just have one team totally different from the other, but sometimes when those guys are just there, it's like, well, fuck, that's the best on the board.
Well, fuck.
Yeah, what are you don't get too cute. You know what I mean? Just fucking take the best available.
So, what other personal draft did you do over the weekend? I know you did an ESPN one, right?
Yeah, we did the ESPN one. That's a league that I've been running for almost 15 years. It's
You want to list that lineup?
Sure. That one's a 12-team PPR ESPN scoring. I do think ESPN is the best format for fantasy football.
Wow.
That's just my personal opinion. We're allowed to have those, Adam. Okay, I know, contrary to your beliefs, I do have opinions, and I don't know. I don't think you're gonna like this one, but would you just want me to name top to bottom?
Top to bottom list.
Okay, so we got Jordan Love, James Conner, Christian McCaffrey again. You see,
Yeah.
We got T. Higgins, Brian Thomas Jr. again, Jake Ferguson again. Kenneth Walker, Jets defense, Tyler Bass, Tyler Algier again. I did that. Sam Handcuff.
Yeah.
Chris Godwin again. You see?
Okay.
Jacoby Myers again. Joe Mixon I got with the last pick.
Well,
That's
Joe
pretty
Mixon
crazy.
might not even play this year. That's
Well, I know, but you just hang on to him, see if you can use him as bait later.
Yeah.
I got Jaden Reed. I got Devontae Smith super late, and I got Javonte Williams again.
Okay.
See?
That's a decent one.
Yeah, but you see how there's a theme of the players that I was getting?
Yeah.
Like,
So
it's kind of weird how it
10
happened.
man is much different from 12 man.
12 is where it's at.
Yeah, those two extra teams make the world of a difference.
Well, it just changes the draft a lot.
Yeah,
because
so in this 10 man,
you have
that
32
I did,
other players that are going to get drafted that don't get drafted in a 10 time.
Yeah,
10
exactly.
Team, if
And
you have 16 rosters.
32 players in fantasy is a lot.
Yeah, that's
That's
a lot of players.
Yeah.
dude.
So I went. I don't like this app. I did NFL fantasy.
No, I
Not a
wouldn't
fan of
recommend Yahoo or NFL for fantasy.
it. Not my choice. Sleeper.
Yahoo is trash.
Yahoo's trash. So is NFL Fantasy. But this one's on NFL Fantasy. And I think the ADP on NFL Fantasy is significantly different just because I feel like this roster that I have on this team is absurdly stacked. And this is in a league where...
But this is 10-man too?
Yeah, this is 10 men. There's only one person in here that does not watch football at all.
Well, I would say normally in a 10-man, 10-league team, every single roster is pretty stacked.
Yeah.
Unless somebody is just doing some absurd bullshit.
Well,
but
look
for
at
the
this.
most
Look at
part-
this list. Ready? So I got Jaden Daniels at the helm. I got CMC, Jonathan Taylor, Malik Neighbors, Tet McMillan, David Njoku, Omari and Hampton, and then my bench is Dak Prescott, Ollie Gordon, Amika Egbuka, Zay Flowers, Debo Samuel, and Cortland Sutton.
Sutton on the bench is crazy.
Right? But
Malik
it's like...
Neighbors also with McCaffrey.
Yeah.
That's crazy too.
And then Jonathan Taylor and Jaden Daniels. I mean, I know it's a stacked team, and I know it was kind of like a whatever draft. It's not like a super...
I also think it's
serious
if you're
draft.
gonna play fantasy, you should play for a little bit of scratch.
Yes.
Because it does incentivize people to keep playing. Because what happens is if people start losing a lot, they stop paying attention, and then their team becomes an automatic L for the rest of the league. And it could be it could get you into some weird situations if that happens.
Yeah, I did another draft too.
God damn, how many
I'm in
dude?
4 leagues.
Okay, another rule, 3 max.
Yeah, no.
3's like should be the max for anybody.
I'm
because
winning all of these.
It's very hard to keep up, and then
All right, ready?
like I said, you don't want to be that guy that stops playing.
All right, look at this one. I got Bo Nix, Bucky Irving, Omarion Hampton, CeeDee Lamb, Malik Neighbors, Tyler Warren, Travion Henderson, Cortland Sutton, Amika Igbuka, and then my bench is Trey Benson, Ja'Cory Cross-Merritt, Keon Coleman, Jaden Higgins, and Juwan Jennings.
See, you went with some of the same players too.
A little bit, yeah, like Hampton, Irving, and
Igbuka?
Lamb, and Igbuka, yeah.
Yeah, and then you said you got who else did you say you had on there?
Malik Neighbors,
Malik Neighbors, same as the other league too.
Travion
so,
Henderson.
Yeah, you see,
Yeah.
it's hard not to have repeat players. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Especially if you like a guy and he's there constantly, then you're like, all right,
Especially if you were to get the 4th pick in every single draft and every single draft fell that way, like you would probably go with the exact same player. Like
yeah, you're not gonna switch it up. I mean,
Yeah,
it's,
it's just
your first pick.
that's
you gotta
your
like
101.
That's the one that has to hit.
Right.
But yeah, draft season is officially here, folks.
Draft season's here.
And if you haven't started drafting, you have 3 days.
All right, so let's get into another segment of ours. Let's get into starts and sits of the week. Oh, I'm so excited.
Dude, chill, dude. This table's gonna fucking fall apart. Good God. Guys, Adam's aggressive, man.
Dude, I'm excited.
I've never
so
seen
excited.
somebody get this excited over a ball. You know what I'm saying? Just a
All right,
fucking ball that gets tossed around from hand to hand, handed off from person to person.
Well, you've
know
never
what I
met
mean?
me then.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Before you,
Uh-huh.
which I've known your whole life, so I don't know if there is a way for it to be before you. I don't know how that would work.
No, it's okay. Take your time.
We're gonna need a scientist in here.
How old are you?
34.
So you lived an extra 14 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but like that's not what I meant.
in your 14 years of existence between 1960 and 2004,
1960. Good God, not that old. I actually feel like I'm like pretty young at heart. You know what I mean?
yeah, at
I would
heart.
say, you know, still listen to like cool music and shit. Still play fantasy with the boys. You know, I don't know. Drinking electrolytes on the Sunday. Monday. What? Today's Monday.
Today's Monday. It's Labor Day.
Oh yeah.
Happy
Should we-
Labor Day, everybody.
Happy Labor Day for everybody. Give them a round of applause.
Hard workers.
Hard workers.
I actually got to go to work after this.
yeah, that sucks.
That does suck.
Well, you know, somebody's got to labor on Labor Day. We can't all be relaxing.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's unfortunate.
If we were all relaxing, then who's working Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, you're right. All right, let's get into our starts
what I'm
and sits of the week. Starts, obviously, are going to be players that you are looking forward to starting this week. I get it. It's week 1. There's a lot of different players that are going to be started simply because we don't know the playing field yet. And obviously, there are going to be a lot of people that are on the bench that should be in the starting lineup. So let's get into our personal, again, their opinions. They are not, yes, there are some facts behind them, but there's nothing to say that these are going to be 100% right. There's nothing to say that these are going to be 100% wrong. So, Chris, let's get into your starts of the week.
It's more like vibes.
Yeah, it's more like, it really is. It's like,
just
who do
like a
you think
vibe.
is going to be the best at their position, or who do you think is going to be a jump out from like a bench spot?
Maybe
you know?
not the best at the position, but who's going to have a good week?
Who's going to have a good week?
That's pretty
Yes,
much just
yeah.
how I figured this out was like, who's going to have a good week and then who's likely to have a bad week.
Right, because we're not going to sit here and tell you to sit CeeDee Lamb. We're not going to sit here and tell you to sit
Like,
Malik
I don't
Neighbors,
think Justin Jefferson's going to have a good first week, but you're not going to sit him.
But you're not going to sit him. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
There's certain players that it's just kind of common sense that you don't sit, and there's certain players that we're not going to tell you to start just because of how good that they already are. Like, we're not going to tell you to, oh, you need to start Saquon Barkley. Well, no, duh. Like, you spent a first rounder on him. Like, of course you're going to start him. So let's get into our starts. Chris.
My first one would be Jake Ferguson, tight end for Dallas, up against Philly, the Thursday night opener for the season. If you have watched any Cowboys games over the last 6 or 7 years that Dak has been around, that guy loves himself a tight end. Doesn't matter who it is there in the position. If they are decent at route running and can catch the ball, he's going to throw it to them. So I think Jake Ferguson against Philly. Obviously, Dak will be trying to get the running game going. They'll also be looking to get Pickens involved in the action. I think Ferguson will benefit from that, from all the targets being spread out elsewhere, and he'll be kind of like I think you've said dump down merchant before.
Check down merchant.
Check down merchant. That's probably what Dak will do, but that will get him some catches, some yardage, and he'll probably look for him in the end zone too. So Jake Ferguson's my number one start for the week.
Of the week.
Number 2, I got James Conner against New Orleans. James Conner, you're probably starting him across many platforms, but I think he could be a running back too. You probably could move him up from the flex spot, plug somebody else in there, and I think he'll have a very good game against New Orleans. Obviously, Kyler Murray has leaned on James Conner in the past, so I do think Arizona will do that some more in this game, and it's the first week of the season, so they're going to be kind of conservative, and I think they'll be running the ball a lot.
Yeah.
Plus, New Orleans, that's it's a fucking dumpster fire in its own right. So anytime a team is playing teams like that, or like a team like Tennessee or the Browns, a team that's not going to be so good, that's when you really want to start your skill players.
Yeah, I think James Conner is going to be really good here too. That's not my pick of the week, but I'm just kind of tailing off of what you said. I think James Conner he's older, which means that he may or may not play the entire season this year. Last season was an anomaly for him because that was the first time in his career that he actually played the entire season without missing a single game. And I think an older James Conner at the beginning of the year is going to have fresh legs, and then he might start to tire out towards the back half of the year. But against a bad New Orleans team that is just all around not that great, they lost a lot of star power over the past couple of years. They have not been doing well in drafts. It is just a bad run organization at the moment. On top of that, if Arizona cannot get the passing game going early in the season, so if Marvin Harrison and Trey McBride and if they're all struggling and Kyler Murray is running out of the pocket and he's looking for his dump down or he's looking for his check down, that's going to be James Conner. If he's looking to scramble, James Conner is going to be there right behind him for maybe like a little option play, a speed option. So James Conner will be good. I think he's also going to be good for a touchdown this week just because it is New Orleans, and I think Arizona should be able to take that game pretty swiftly off of their feet. So my starts of the week is going to be coming straight out the gates with the rookie Emeka Egbuka versus the Atlanta Falcons. I think Emeka Egbuka is going to get off to a hot start, and that's kind of what might scare me a little bit off of Egbuka for the rest of the season, just because I don't know how good he is going to be for the entire season, especially after Chris Godwin comes back after week 4, week 5, week 6. We don't know an exact timetable for Chris Godwin. It's more or less of a general idea.
Wait and see.
Yeah, it's a wait and see. So I think the first half of the season he should be very viable because last year Baker Mayfield was able to keep a 31-year-old Mike Evans and a 29-year-old Chris Godwin above water for fantasy, and not just above water, but Chris Godwin was the number one receiver right before he had gotten injured. So I think that really excites me as to how fast of a start Emeka Egbuka can get off to. But when Chris Godwin does come back, do we see that role diminish off of Egbuka?
Well, if you're a Godwin owner, you took him knowing that you're not going to have him for a few weeks. But you can see the production that Egbuka puts out. That can kind of mirror what you should expect to see Godwin to see when he comes back, because he should get right back into that number 2 spot.
Right. And my number 2 start of the week is a little ambiguous, but I'm going with the Jacksonville offense versus Carolina for week 1. And I think you can really start everybody here. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to be a waiver wire pickup after this week, simply because it's the Carolina defense. People are going to overreact. They're going to be like, Brian Thomas Jr.'s godsend. I knew I should have picked him round 1. Travis Hunter, I knew I should have taken a flyer on him round 7, round 6, depending on where you took him in your draft. Bashal Tutin might even get some viable fantasy points in this game as being the RB3 behind Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby. And on top of that, you still have, oh my God, what's the tight end's name?
From where?
Jacksonville.
The new one?
Brenton Strange.
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah, so
Ingram left to Denver.
Yeah, so Brenton Strange was there last year, and he was decent, but I think this is going to be an all-around good start for the entire Jacksonville offense. And if you are not familiar with what the Carolina Panthers did, the Carolina Panthers set a record last year, Chris. Do you know what they set the record for?
Is it a bad record?
It's a terrible record.
Sacks allowed.
Most points allowed in a single season.
God bless.
534 points in a single season. That is the most since the Baltimore Colts in 1981.
That's
They
terrible.
allowed 533, which means that is the worst defense that we saw last year. And they by no means got any better this past year. So I think anything up against the Carolina Panthers this year is just going to be a good start,
Good matchups.
especially with this Jacksonville offense. I think the Jacksonville offense is going to get off to a hot start. Not so sure about their defense.
Okay, so let's flip the table here. Let's go for guys that you're looking to sit for week 1. I'm going 2 wide receivers here. The first one is going to be Jacoby Myers from the Raiders. I just don't. I mean,
What about his contract dispute?
well, what do you mean? You think that's going to help him? You think he's going to play better because of that?
Or he sits and doesn't play at all?
Well, yeah, but I think by now, if he hasn't already said that he's sitting, I think he's going to play. Like, it's already 3 days to the season. Like, they have an inkling if he's going to play or not.
Yeah,
And everybody's acting like he's going to play.
true.
So I think he's going to play. I mean, unless we hear something else. Obviously, if he sits out, then yeah, what the fuck? You're not going to start him at all.
Yeah.
But if you are thinking about starting him, I would say I would let him ride the bench for the first week just because I don't know how productive Geno Smith is going to be right away. Plus, I think they're going to want to see what they have in Genty and let him really take a lot of the action.
Okay, yeah, I
Which
like.
might limit the targets that Jacoby gets, and then if he doesn't hit
And you said
end
these
zone,
guys play hoop?
I'm not sure who they play this first week actually.
Oh, well, the Raiders play the Patriots.
Oh, they play the Patriots. Okay,
Patriots.
I guess that doesn't really change much for me who they're playing. I just
No.
don't think that, especially if Jacoby Myers doesn't touch the red zone and get a touchdown, then
Well, I mean, you also have to keep in mind, for one, that's his former team, and for two, it's
I don't
Christian
know.
Gonzalez
Yeah.
on the other side.
yeah, but I don't think like.
But like, does
him
Christian
playing is-
Gonzalez cover Jacoby Myers
Probably
in this
not.
game, or does he cover Brock
He
Bowers?
probably shades Brock Bowers, honestly.
Yeah,
That's why, and that's another reason why it's like I think Bowers might end up getting more of the targets, but we'll see what happens. But I'm shading Jacoby Myers, and then I'm shading Chris Olave, just like we talked about with the Saints, especially since they named Spencer Rattler their quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm staying away. The only guy that you're
Hey,
rolling
that's,
out.
that's my guy, so don't. Oh,
Oh,
wait. Did you
well-
put Chris Olave too?
Yeah, I put Chris Olave.
Oh, that's one of my sits.
well, I mean, we can have the same sits.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that
Okay, so
happens.
let's talk about it.
But all I'm saying is Spencer Rattler there. The only player that you can comfortably start from the Saints is going to be Alvin Kamara, at least for now, until we see how the season turns out. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be a very tough sledding for them, I would say.
Yeah.
Especially going up against Arizona.
I think right now everyone is reacting appropriately to the Saints offense. I don't think anyone's really overreacting just because of how bad we did see this offense last year. We saw that Derek Carr was throwing hospital balls to Chris Olave over the middle constantly. And Chris Olave was out for the last 6 weeks, 8 weeks of the season, whatever it was, with a concussion. And it was very serious, and they didn't want to reactivate him so he could just get hurt again. So I think coming out the gates, it's not going to look good for New Orleans whatsoever. They got a brand new head coach. They basically have a brand new quarterback because Spencer Rattler didn't even start the entire season last year. On top of that, we don't know how bad he's going to be or how good he's going to be. If he's terrible enough, they might bring in Tyler Shuck. And if Tyler Shuck does bad, then it's Jake Hayner. So this is just a bad quarterback room. This is a bad offense. It's a bad situation. I'm shading basically all of the Saints, and I think I'm even shading Alvin Kamara, but nobody's ready for that conversation. So
No, I mean,
think
you
Chris
can-
Olave is definitely still a sit for this week.
you could shade him, but I think his ceiling just keeps him in, or not his ceiling, his floor keeps him in the consideration for at least a flex play.
Yeah.
If you have nobody better and you have Kamara on your bench and you need to fill a flex spot, I mean, you could do 10 times worse than that.
Yeah. Well, my second, or go with
And
your
that's
second.
if you're in a PPR league.
Did you go with 2 sits already? You
Yeah,
did.
I
Okay.
did.
So my second sit of the week is going to be none other than Calvin Ridley of the Tennessee Titans against the Denver Broncos. Last year, the Denver Broncos were rated like a top 3 defense all across the board. Their
Ward.
linebackers, their D linemen, their corners, their safeties, everyone is good across the board. On top of the fact that you have Sean Payton, and Sean Payton is just a great coach in my eyes. I've always liked Sean Payton ever since New Orleans. It's hard to not like him when all you do is win. So what is that beeping?
It's just the phone. Don't worry about it.
It's like I've heard it like 10 times.
Yeah, it's
already.
literally anytime I turn on the phone, it just like because
That's
it's
so
hooked
weird.
up to this thing.
Okay, well, anyways, I think Calvin Ridley is going to be good for the season. And if you want a little 2-in-1 information, if you want Calvin Ridley for the season, wait till after week 1. I guarantee you he does not get more than 50 receiving yards in this game. And if he does get 50 receiving yards, it's going to be one play and it's going to be to the house. But if he does not get more than 50 receiving yards, people are going to be panicking. People are going to be looking to get off him. People are going to be like, you know what? I don't want this for the rest of the season. This is what happens when you get it with a rookie quarterback. I guarantee you he does not get a touchdown in this game. And I guarantee you his line is going to be like 3 for 48 in this game. That's what it's going to be.
Well, I
And-
mean, you saw people shading him in the drafts already.
yeah. So if you're shading him in the draft already, you're taking him.
I think if you ended up with him, it was kind of like you had no one better to go with.
Yeah, so I think Calvin Ridley after week 1 is going to be a buy low situation.
Or you were on auto pick.
Yeah, I think Calvin Ridley is going to be a buy low situation after week 1 because of the defense that they're playing. People are going to overreact. People are going to be like, he only scored me 4 points, 5 points, 6 points in this game. And I think he's going to be good for the rest of the season. I really
You could
do think he
potentially
is.
buy low now too.
Yeah, you could buy low now and just wait on him. And if you really get any other offers from people that are thinking the same thing and they're like, I'm going to wait till after week 1, and then you get like a haul for him, I think that would even be better. But that's completely a different scenario.
Calvin Ridley, man.
So, yeah. So let's go over our starts and sits.
What school did he go to?
I don't know.
Alabama.
Did he?
Yes, sir.
Actually?
Yes, sir. Wide
wow.
receiver.
Okay, so starts of the week, James Conner versus New Orleans, Jake Ferguson versus Philly, Amika Egbuka versus Atlanta, Jacksonville offense versus Carolina. Sits of the week, we got Chris Olave versus Arizona, Calvin Ridley versus Denver, and Jacoby Myers versus the Patriots.
Yes.
Yes.
Another.
Thank you for that
guy-
clarification.
Whoa. Something just. Oh shit. Okay. I turned my headphones up. By the way, another guy that could potentially be like a for sure start would be Tony Pollard in Tennessee. I think just he'll get the workload, just for this week at least.
Well, because it's going to be against Denver. I'm shading the whole Titans.
No, I know,
offense
but just
with one.
like he's just gonna get the volume. I think he's not gonna have like a monster game, but like it'll be decent. Like you won't be mad that you started him. You know what I mean? Because other weeks it's gonna be like pretty bad. I would say.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's close out the show with our parlays of the week. We are going to be doing parlays specifically on Thursday Night Football this week. Chris, you have a 3-leg parlay for
Okay,
Dallas
so-
versus Philly.
Yeah,
Give
so
it to us.
really fast. The parlay. I just wanted to give you some quick little housekeeping notes. These are lines that are done with Prize Picks. So
Again, we are not sponsored by
every
PrizePicks.
provider, Underdog, FanDuel, whatever, they all have different lines, but these are on Prize Picks. You might see similar lines on different platforms, but this is what we're going specifically on Prize Picks. This is a 3-leg parlay for the Dallas versus Philly game on Thursday night. So the first one I got is Javonte Williams over 38.5 rushing yards. Secondly, I got CD Lamb with over 0.5 rushing yards there. So all you're looking is for one jet sweep.
Okay.
Just have him get a yard, have him get some positive
That's
yardage.
an interesting line.
I like that one because when Dallas struggles and they want to get CD involved, you'll see them do that once or twice a game, and all you need is for one positive yard, and then you pretty much hit as long as he doesn't have another rush where he goes backwards and they tackle him for loss. And then the last one I'm going with would be Philly wide receiver Jahan Dotson over 7.5 wide receiving yards.
I don't like that.
I like it just because I think they will spread the ball out, and he just needs one slant over the middle to get you 8 yards. So
Okay.
You know
And if
what
he
I
goes for 7 and ends the game like that?
if he goes for 7 and ends the game, don't come calling me because you placed the bet. I didn't.
All right. Well, mine is more of like a 2.5.
Oh,
leg
and really
parlay.
fast,
Oh.
the payout would be 5.25x if it's a power play. If you like the flex play, which means you only have to hit 2 of the 3, your payout would be 2.75x. So 2 different options for you, depending on how you want to run your parlays for this Thursday night.
Okay, so mine is more of like a 2.5 leg parlay, and I say that because
Used a freebie.
right now, used a little bit of a freebie on there. I don't know if it's for everyone, but it definitely was on my board.
I think it's for everyone
It's
right now.
Dak for half a passing yard in the game, so naturally he would get that unless like he pulled an Aaron Rodgers, tearing his Achilles coming out the tunnel. I don't want to jinx him.
I would
like
probably
that.
void the bet though.
Yeah, but Dak Prescott for half a passing yard, Saquon Barkley for 0.5 rushing plus receiving touchdowns, meaning that he gets a touchdown in this game. And I think Dallas is going to come out of the gates with low morale. I think this defense is going to try and overcompensate, and they're going to do too much, more than they should, and they're going to get risky with their play calling. I think they're going to slip up. They're going to allow Saquon to get us easy touchdown in this game, whether it's on a little screen pass, whether it's right up the middle, whether it's an end around, whatever it is. And I think the third leg that will hit is going to be George Pickens for over 52.5 receiving yards, meaning he gets a minimum of 53. And I think this is very, very easy because we're going to see the George Pickens era in Dallas very quickly. And I don't think it's going to last very long, but it's a whole different story. Anyways, I think that George Pickens is going to come out the gates hot. I think he's going to come out the gates against Philly hot, simply because Philly is going to be targeting CeeDee Lamb naturally, because that is their wide receiver one. CeeDee Lamb is looked at as a top 5, top 3 receiver in the league. And in order to cover CeeDee Lamb, you have to allow another receiver to get other yards, and that's going to be George Pickens. George Pickens is great with his go routes. Dak Prescott is great with his go routes. This is literally, I think, 2 to 3 receptions. He can get 53 yards, and I think that's easy for George Pickens in this game.
I like how we didn't really choose the same ones.
Yeah, we didn't at all.
Yeah, that's good.
And then just for clarification, 3.25x for power play, 2.25x for flex play on this.
So lock those in, because as the money comes in, the lines can change. So this is as of Monday. If you wait until Thursday at 5 o'clock, these lines will definitely have changed by then. So
Exactly.
Just a heads up. We do not condone any sort of gambling that's irresponsible. Only
We are
play.
also not affiliated with any gambling companies. We are not affiliated with Prize Picks in any shape or way. This is just the way that we are doing it on our own.
And play only what you can afford to lose.
Yes, gamble responsibly.
There you go.
All right.
Have I gambled responsibly? No, I'm 0-10 on the last. But what's good, baby? We shoot or shoot, papa. Shoot or shoot.
I haven't gambled in a while.
It's just something I do in passing. You know what I mean?
Oh, in passing time? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, college football started, bro. That's my excuse, okay?
Oh, my God.
But why do I have WNBA lines in there? I don't know.
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, I think that just about does
tell
it for
you.
episode 24 of the Sideline Podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening to another beautiful episode. We will see you guys this next weekend after Thursday Night Football, right before Sunday. I am so excited. I hope you guys are too, and we will catch you on the next episode. Peace.